How's it going, everybody? Christian Jamal here with GenTech. Today we are doing like a full Facebook ad, like no BS. 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. I'm gonna go through everything, all the keywords, strategy, testing. You can go literally from beginner to intermediate to, like, let's say someone that is experienced in Facebook ads by the end of this video. That was kind of my goal. Obviously, the only way you can get experience and become an expert is by actually going and testing and doing things yourself. However, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first things first, the breakdown. So, 3 main things you need to know is 1, the campaign, which is the goal of what you are doing. Number 2, the ad set, which is the targeting. Number 3 is the ad, is what your client is going to end up seeing at the end. So, again, really quick breakdown. Important terms, CBO, campaign budget optimization. That means that you give the campaign or your goal a certain budget, and then you're able to run with that budget for that specific goal. So basically, Facebook will select how much to spend on each targeting. It kind of likes to optimize towards whichever one is gonna waste less of your money and get you better results. So ABO is more or less the same concept, but for ad sets. So you are setting your budget per target audience. So instead of setting $100 a day on one campaign that includes 10 ad sets, you're able to spend the exact same amount by spending $10 a day on each targeting, which will eventually, if you had 10 ad sets, spend $100 a day. So you're spending the same amount, but now you know exactly which target audience is converting for you. I like to start with ABO and then move on to CBO once you know what ad sets actually are converting for you. So next thing, CPM, cost per mil, is a very, very important number to know, and it is what is it costing you to reach 1,000 people or getting in front of 1,000 people. It's 1,000 impressions. So cost per click is CPC. So again, super important. I like to be under $1 in this. You should know your cost per click always when you're running a Facebook ad, because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're paying for clicks, you're paying for exposure. So obviously it's a very important number to know. CPR, cost per result. Again, super important. You can be getting a ton of traffic, but if you're getting no sales, no results, it's very important to know that number and obviously work towards bringing it lower and lower. There is 2 numbers here, or 2 words in a sense that people use all the time that don't know the difference between them, ROAS and ROI. So it's very important to know the difference. ROAS is return on ad spend, which is exactly what your ads converted to. ROI is a bigger concept. ROI includes product costs, shipping costs, stuff like that. So ROI is return on investment in general. So ROI is usually lower than ROAS. ROAS is what the multiplier of the ads on the dollar spent on your website is. ROI is what did you actually make at the end of the month after product cost, shipping, and all that. So next thing is the pixel. Pixel, I obviously cannot go and show you guys how to set up a pixel right now. Every website platform is different. However, it's important to set up your pixel before starting to run ads so that you're able to collect data in order for you to be doing what we're gonna move on to in the next step, which is level 2 keywords, custom audience. I'm gonna go through these fairly quickly and kind of like run you guys through what you can do with each of these. So WV, website visitor, content view. Content view is when someone goes on your website and checks out a product. It's not just like them going to your website. So content view is basically someone clicking on your product. ATC, add to cart. ICs, initiate checkout. API is add payment info. That's a heavier action, so someone can check out but not put their payment info. Obviously, if they checked out and put their payment info, they were more inclined to buy. Per is what, that's my way of saying it, it's a purchase. And then there is custom audiences too. So for example, let's say you are a lead generation type of business. If you have a list of already generated leads, you can actually feed that into Facebook and make that a custom audience. So you don't actually need a website in order to use the power of custom audiences. So let's move on to the next thing. Lookalike audiences, LLA. This is all over the internet. You can actually do it between 1 and 10%. And it's basically the audience on Facebook that looks the most like your custom audience. So basically what you can do is you can do a 1% lookalike of add to cart. So if you have over 100 people, let's say, that added to cart on your website, you can tell Facebook, hey, I want the 1% of your users that look the most like the people that added to cart. Of course, this is good because you can use that as the targeting when you are running the ad. And this is a little more advanced, so definitely test with those. They don't always perform super well, but one thing I will say is that they always do perform better once you have more data. So if you have 100 add to carts versus 2,000 add to carts, you see the lookalike audience from the 2,000 is obviously going to perform better. So the next thing is retargeting. Again, something a little bit more advanced than just setting up your ad. However, it's very important to know the power of retargeting. Just think of it yourself. What is something that you've bought recently that you thought of buying multiple times prior? You see, so most people don't just buy like on the spot. Sometimes people need to think about it. Sometimes people need to check out a website more than once. So that's the power of retargeting, and you can do that through custom audiences. So for example, if someone added to cart but did not purchase, you can also set as did not. So you can create, let's say, 2 custom audiences, one with a purchase and one with an add to cart. And when you're setting up your ad, you can say, hey, target everybody that added to cart but did not purchase. So exclude the purchases. And that's something known as retargeting, which is, again, being in front of the customers that did not buy from you again and again and again. However, I definitely do recommend retargeting people that did purchase, because that gives you people that, let's say their order arrived and they've seen your product and they've used it. Obviously, if your product is good and whatnot, they would comment, hey, listen, I bought this, mine just arrived, stuff like that, which gives you a lot of social proof, which is very important for an ad. So the next thing, audience insights. Obviously, we're not gonna go into the computer and go through all of these because we are making a video that's 10 minutes or less. So audience insights is other interests of your audience. So for example, if you are like a business person, your audience is more, like, very likely interested in Gary Vee, but are they going to be interested in Christian Jamal? They might not know me because I'm much smaller. However, more or less, the content is a similar concept. So again, micro niches, micro influencers, micro stuff like that always performs really well. So it's important to know what other interests your target audience is doing. So just to give you another quick example that might make a lot more sense. So someone that is interested in fitness will also be interested in healthy food, and specifically, like, let's say, meal prep companies. Someone that likes meal prep companies might be interested in fitness. So you'll know all of these things through the audience insights. Again, you don't have to do your homework because Facebook already did that for you. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is strategy. I'm actually going to stand on this side. So I just gave you guys like a quick drawing of what is like a simple strategy looks like. One campaign, multiple ad sets, multiple ads within each ad set. So this is a quick checklist for your ad to make sure that it is performing at its optimal potential. So I do 4 boxes that need to be checked at all times, and that will get you between 10 and 30 ads. So you need an offer, you need urgency, you need a call to action, and you need content. I've actually created a whole separate video about this specifically, so feel free to go check that out. So just to give you an example, so if you don't have a lot of content, you have 5 images and you create 5 copies, congrats. Match each copy with one of the images, and now you got 25 ads. And if you're spending less than 100K, mind you, you can't create more than 250 ads, so just keep that in mind. So we're gonna move on to scaling. So after you've set this whole thing up and every single one of the ads is matching all 4 of these boxes, over time, cut the bad ads. And then after you've cut the bad ads, this is aimed to make the ad sets, which is the targeting, perform better. And if some don't, so perfect, now cut the bad ad sets. And then you're able to scale vertically and horizontally. Scaling horizontally, actually I put a number there, like a pound, because scaling horizontally is duplicating your ad set and keeping the budget the same. Scaling vertically is scaling with a dollar amount. If you want to scale vertically, make sure to not go more than 15 to 20% increase on a budget, because then your ad will have to go through a learning phase again. And the reason we're scaling it in the first place is because it already learned and you like the audience it targets. So my last tip for you guys is test, test, test. Keep on testing, keep trying new things, scale the stuff that works, but never stop testing. Again, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is pretty much it, a full Facebook ads tutorial in less than 10 minutes. Literally, I took you from not knowing anything to a full expert strategy over here that can help you grow your business. And if you guys did learn anything, feel free to subscribe and comment down below what you guys think of this video.